Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Mike with Blue Line Vibes. Hope your day is going great. Got a really cool update for Prowler Radar around the corner coming out probably next week, more than likely. And this thing has been improved immensely. I'm going to show you some really cool functionality with the Prowler Radar. So the Prowler Radar itself is getting a brand new makeover with all the UI elements and also how the Prowler Radar works. So let me demonstrate this for you. It's pretty cool. Check it out. I'm going to hold down my number pad 9 key to activate the different elements on the screen. And we do have a new remote system for Prowler Radar, just like the real life the Stalker Dual DSR. So I'm going to intentionally make this a little bit larger, and I'm going to hold down my left mouse button and then scroll upwards with my mouse wheel. And we're going to make this rather large so that we can see a little bit better on the screen. And everything that you see is movable. So we're going to go ahead and take the Prowler Radar right here, and we're going to make it a little bit larger too. I'm going to hold down my left mouse button and then scroll upwards with my mouse wheel. Now I'm intentionally making this a little bit larger so that we can see a little bit better on the screen. And I'll probably put it right down here at the very bottom. There's a lot of stuff to discuss, so I would appreciate if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, leave a comment down below and see what you think about all this. Once we get going, I won't be talking, but I got to talk about all this stuff. Otherwise you won't know what's going on. Okay. And then it also comes with a new plate reader as well. So whenever it's tagging vehicles, either coming towards us or going away from us, we're going to be able to enlarge that and then get a good plate read as to the plate that gets tagged. Now, if you look at the very bottom of the mini map there, that is called Simple HUD. And I did a video about that not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, I do believe. And that is an official, speed limit for this particular roadway, which is Interstate 1. If you look at the top of your screen there's an address right there. So it's 584 Interstate 1. We're in Vinewood Hills, technically. And so now we can start going through the different methods of the remote that you see here. Now, by right-clicking on the screen, I could take that off my screen if I wanted to, and then we have free mobility of the camera. But for this case, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on the screen. I'm going to hold down my number pad 9 key. I'm going to go through this rather fast, but he's probably going to put some documentation in here whenever you go to download this, whenever it's available next week, which, by the way, he does have a UI element that you can change the Prowler Radar, Stalker Dual DSR right down here. I'm sure he'll probably include the UI element as well if you want to change the graphic element of that. This is the front target of the radar system. And then we can also set it to the back right here, depending on which way you want to shoot traffic. And then we could take it, put it on hold or take it off hold. And then we can also change it to where it's stationary away or stationary closing. So if you click this, the S underscore right there stands for shooting radar for both sides of the highway, coming towards us this way or going with our traffic this way.
This is just stationary both directions. No matter which direction, we're going to pick up cars in both directions. And so it's showing the speed of the car in what direction. So this is 51 going away. That's that car way down the road.
So going away or coming towards us will be the S underscore right there. And then if we do SA, that is stationary away. And if you did, for example, the target and then put the antenna to the front, we're shooting radar for traffic moving this direction here, which would be eastbound. And then if we click it again, that is SC, which is stationary closing. If we did the front, it would be more shooting traffic coming towards us. Auto lock right here, and then it will auto lock a feature, whatever you set the radar speed up. So right now it is 60 miles per hour. And then we can also do the plate. We could take that on and off the screen if you'd like. And then you can move these elements to different sides of the screen. They have a radar volume, and it can be loud or a little bit quiet. And then it'll also control the volume, whether the radar says,
closing away.
It'll make more sense in just a minute once we get radar traffic in here. Also, we could do the same side of the traffic too, the same side right here. If you click it again, it'll just take it off, which means it's opposite side, meaning that it's not on the same lane of travel. But if we want to do it the same lane of travel, we could just click right here, for example. And then we could also click this button over here called CFG. So if you click into here, radar, if you press your enter key, you can kind of set your speed lock limit right here. It's 60 miles an hour. I would not set it for 60 miles an hour or 65. I usually do about 10 miles an hour to 11 or 12 miles an hour over the posted speed. And so that way it'll auto lock, and that way you won't get tons of hits all the time. So a matter of fact, I'm probably going to put it at 73. So I'm going to move this up to 73 right there. The lower the beam width, meaning it's just going to be more narrow. It's going to be a very, very narrow beam, which means it'll probably hit this lane right here and this lane over here. So think of it like a V. The further that you extend outwards, say if you go out to 30, it's probably going to hit all the way out to here and all the way out to here, meaning traffic coming towards us or going away from us. The blip lock is something new as well. It's not like your typical blip like you see on the mini map. It looks really cool. You'll see in just a minute. It's like a sonar type of blip. And the way you know you have the right vehicle is because it'll lock in the speed right here, and the plate will read whoever was speeding. It'll lock it in right here, and it'll stay locked in. This plate over here is different back over here. You can't move this unless you have call out interface. So this is a call out interface, a different plugin, and that is reading the plate that is in front of you. This is the locked in plate for the speed. This right here is the minimal target speed right here, meaning that it won't even show on the radar at all unless they're going at least 55 miles per hour. I would set it to about 55 on a 60 mile an hour roadway. The sensitivity range has to do with the projection of the speed. In other words, if you want to hit all the way down to that little power plant or water plant right down there, you could extend that further, and it can go all the way out to 4. I would probably set it to about 2 or 3. Right here is fine. It's probably good enough. Use metric has to do with the miles per hour or kilometer. If you're overseas, for me, if you're maybe based out of UK or somewhere else besides the United States, you will click this one right here. It'll represent kilometer. If you're in, say, Imperial for United States, you'd leave that unchecked. The display setting speaks for itself. Police vehicle only, you'd probably have that checked off to show inside the police vehicle. The plate, you can always turn that off or on. So I'd probably leave it on, but if you're not very fond of the plate showing up on the screen, then you could disable that if you like. I'm going to leave mine on. Now the audio settings is pretty cool. There's a lot of new features here that you added in for Prowler Radar. The radar volume has to do with the beeps and whatnot. And then if you listen to this, I'll probably leave it around, we'll put it at 3 for now. And then here is the other thing too, the use voice, which means that you're going to hear
Rear, front, closing, away.
Then you could turn this off right there. You would just say use voice, disable that. However, the radar volume will control the use voice as well. So whatever you have that set at, it'll control the volume level of the use voice. Now the Doppler volume, this is the cool, really cool addition that he brought into the Prowler Radar system. About 3 weeks ago, I came out with my own audio mod for the Prowler Radar. It was called Radio Effects for the Prowler Radar. And it was basically just pre-made audio for shooting traffic, either coming towards you or going away from you. And those were real radar effects, and included those with the Prowler Radar. And I can't help but think that may have kind of sparked some interest with Opus 49 because he kind of reached out to me. And he started kind of doing a lot of experimentation with the Doppler effect with Prowler Radar. So he added that into Prowler Radar, the new update. I am really excited to see this because it's a real deal. And I'm going to play some audio from a real radar system. And it's not meant to sound cool or anything like that. It's just, kind of squelchy. But take a listen to this right here. And so now we can control the Doppler effect. We can make that a little higher or lower. There's not going to be like a sample rate right here, but it can get pretty loud. And we're going to experiment with a level 6, and then I'll show you what it sounds like. It's really cool. You don't have to save anything, just kind of backspace. But from my understanding, it already saves it. As soon as you backspace and get out of the menu system, it's already saved. So that way you don't have to go back and try to save anything to the config. And I'm going to move this down towards the bottom of the screen right down here. And maybe I'll enlarge it a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better on your screen. And then I'm going to take this plate reader right here, and I'm going to lower it down just a hair. And then I'm going to put this over here to the left, maybe right next to the other one. That way we have, this is the plate hit right here, and this is the one of the plates that's going to be in front of me. Now I'll put it on hold. I'm going to show you something else that's really cool with this radar system that you can do, especially if you're in a position like this, shooting radar on both sides of the lanes of travel here. I'm going to press my menu key that you saw at the top left there, And it's going to be defaulted to the F11 key. And I'm going to go ahead and press that. And then the radar, what I'm going to do is set the beam width. I'm going to lower this down just a little bit to about 25. The minimal target speed, I'm going to increase this to right at 60. And then I'm going to leave the sensitivity range, probably about 2 is fine. And then I'm going to backspace. And then this time, what we're going to do is pull up the remote again. I'm going to hold down my number pad 9 key. And then this time, we're going to change this right here. And by the way, if you see a little brackets right here, this is like when you're doing like maybe a rolling radar. If you're moving your vehicle, usually it means the police officer is actually moving and they can detect traffic coming towards them or away from them. A lot of officers will do that. And so if I press this button over here to the right, we're going to take this off hold first. We're going to take this to right here. The S underscore right there is going to be shooting traffic going both sides of travel. See that now it's to the front right there, and it's also to the back. So it's detecting all of that. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the Doppler volume just a little bit. I'll put it at about a 4, maybe a 5. We'll leave it like that. We're going to clear this out. I'm going to right click, get that off the screen, and now we can shoot traffic just like this. Sam 44, show me 10-8.
Received, you're clear, 1005. Sam 44.
Clear. Closing.
See the plate right there in front of me? It says 08 Robert 00402. Clocked him at 77. Sam 44, show me on a traffic stop. It's going to be on a silver baller. Occupied one time. Stand by for 28, please.
10-4, Sam 44. Copy on the traffic stop. Go ahead with that plate.
You'll notice that the plates match. The plate to the left is the call out interface plate. And then the plate to the right is going to be the matching plate that was tagged. Dispatch requesting a 28. It's going to be a silver baller 08 Robert 00402. Be 546 Interstate 1.
Copy, standby for plate return. Plate is clear, no wants or warrants, all clear.
And then you just get out and continue with your patrol. Hey, bud. Hey, can you roll the window down for me? I would appreciate that. Hey. Roll the window down.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
Thanks, sir. Why y'all sweaty? Why you smell like alcohol? Okay, shut the car off for me. Go ahead and step on out. Careful over there. Yeah, it's going to be Trooper Powers. And well, I'm at the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, okay? Go ahead and follow me back over here, okay? Yeah, back this way. Thank you, sir. All right, you been drinking today? Now, if you want to stick around to the install of this particular mod, stick around. It only takes 5 seconds to show you how to install it. And then I'm only going to show you one little key about the menu key, and that's all I really need to talk to you about. So stick around to this part of the video coming up. Now, this is the video that I hope that Opus 49 will show you. I don't want to get too detailed on this because I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. But he goes through the actual Stalker dual DSR. I mean, it's exactly like what we have inside the vehicle. So I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit. Here's a remote that he's bringing out right here. See the remote?
That's closing speed.
Okay, so I don't want to play too much because I'm afraid, copyright. This guy's got a really easy going voice. I like him. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to subscribe. I highly suggest that you actually do that. You can look it up right here. You can just type that in, Police Radar Stalker Dual DSR instructional video. Now to install this is super easy. Bring up your main game directory, and then we're going to open up the Prowler Radar right here. Yours may look a little bit different. This right here is just something that Opus 49 sent over to me, and I really do thank him for sending that over to me. Very few modders ever send me anything, so I'm kind of glad that he showed enough trust into me that I could do a proper showcase and then show you guys how to install it. Very easy. He's already set it up how to install it. You have your plugins folder. You have the IPT common. This one here is a little bit unique right there. And then we have the raw canvas. You take all of these files right here that you see, and you literally just drag it into your main game directory and let it fall where it's supposed to. I already have this installed, so it's probably going to ask to overwrite a few things. And I'm going to go ahead and say just replace. And we're going to go to plugins. And then I'm going to go to LSPDFR in upper capital letters. Here's your Prowler Radar. These are like some audio files, some textures and things like that. But right down here at the very bottom, you're going to see your Prowler Radar. It's a config file. Let's open this up. I won't go through every one of these because it's kind of self-explanatory. If you're used to Prowler Radar, I do believe these kept the same keybinds right here. And some of you that have played with Prowler Radar already know these keybinds. But the remote will come in handy, and it will really make a lot more sense when you have the remote on your screen. Once again, the power and to interact with the remote is the number pad 9 key. Now that is a hard press key, which means you have to hold it down for about 1 second roughly. 500 technically is in milliseconds, so really it's technically half a second. So I said 1 second, but really it's a half a second, but I would hold it down until you see it. So number pad 9 key will bring up the remote, and then there's a lot of other features right there, but the only other key that you really need to know is your settings. That a little menu that I showed you at the top left is defaulted to the F11 key. Now my F11 key is defaulted to my EUP menu and things like that. So I kind of like to keybind mine to the F12 key. That's just me personally, but feel free to change that key right there for your menu key if you need it to maybe F12 or F1, maybe F2. I wouldn't do F3 or F4 or F10. Those are some real common keybinds that we all use. As far as I've seen, I don't think there's a way or even a need to actually save the config inside the game unless she gives you a button for that. But so far that I've seen, you can just backspace out of the menu, which is really awesome. And I'm only going to say this one other time to get that remote enlarged and to enlarge or to change your UI elements on the screen, like the Prowler Radar itself or the plates. Then you have to hold down your left mouse button and then use your scroll wheel on your mouse to enlarge it or to shrink it. I hope this video helps you out in any way. I really do. And if you really like the showcase, it's a little too detailed. I know, I get it. But if I don't do this, then nobody else will out there on YouTube. And that's why a lot of you guys like to watch me. And I'm glad that you like to watch me. And so I do ask that you like the video and leave a comment down below. It encourages me to make more videos like this, and that way we can kind of get through everything together. And so I do appreciate it. Until next time, I will see you on the next patrol. Take care and stay safe.